Hi, today I'm going to do a subject on dissociative identity disorder and the word introjects. Somebody had asked me to research it or what did I know about it. So I did some extensive research on it and I'm going to give you that information now. The word introjection, one of many defense mechanisms posted by Sigmund Freud, occurs when a person internalizes the ideas or voices of other people. This behavior is commonly associated with the internalization of external authority, particularly that of parents. Introjection is the opposite of projection. Projection occurs when a person projects feelings or characteristics onto another person. Introjection, which is common among children and parents, occurs when a person internalizes the beliefs of other people. Negative introjection can also be part of a cycle of abuse. A person in an abusive relationship, for example, might begin to believe the claims of a partner who is abusive and internalize feelings of worthlessness or failure. In some cases, the victim might introject the abuser's personality so strongly that the victim then becomes an abuser themselves. The support of a therapist or other mental health professional may help mitigate the effects of abuse and prevent this from happening. Therapy in negative introjection is possible. The person may overcome negative internalizations with therapy. Psychoanalysis may be used to uncover and resolve deep-seated unconsciousness material. Even when it has been buried since childhood, therapists may also employ cognitive behavioral therapy to help people analyze negative beliefs and gradually replace these beliefs with more realistic and accurate thoughts. Introjects are alters that are based off of an outside person or figure. Introjects may or may not see themselves as the individual that they represent. Introjects can be based off a family member or adult caretaker who supported the dissociative child and provided a positive influence on their life, serving as a source of potential positive messages for the child to internalize. Unfortunately, introjects can also be of abusers. Abusive introjects, unlike more positive introjects, provide no comfort or moral compass for the system. Instead, they reenact trauma and abuse, sometimes reinforcing abusers' lessons to prevent further abuse and sometimes serving as a prominent component of an internal flashback. Although less common, introjects can also be based off historical or fictional figures that the dissociative child found strong, courageous, heroic, or otherwise worth of being emulated and internalized based on their past. These alters believe they are another person entirely, such as an abuser or close relative. Introjects, which are mimicking abusers, are trying to keep you in line in order to protect you from external abusers. This part of normal development in early childhood is altered. These introjected parts/aspects of a person can be either healthy and helpful or abusive. In people without DID/DDNOS, introjects will not be alters, but become incorporated/interjected into their personality. Introjects can change with psychotherapy. Some multiple systems reported adopting people from books, films, or real life in their past, making them part of the group and allowing them to take the front if they desire. Introject alters are convinced that they do not live in the body they really live in. They firmly believe they are someone else, often someone who abused the person with DID. Their mistaken self-image sometimes results in them abusing or frightening other alters. The fear is not just because of what the introject does, but because some of the alters are as convinced as the introject is that this alter truly is the person the introject thinks he or she is. Although discovering their true identity is at first very confusing for introjects, they usually adjust in a day or so, and if previously abusive, they end up becoming very nice. Introjects often feel great hostility toward other alters because they blame them for the abuse. They think they were abused because these alters were weak or had low morals. Often this is because the abuser kept telling his or her victims such lies. Introjects often take on the identity of an abuser because this self-image helps them feel safer. If they really were the person they imagined themselves to be, they would no longer be a defenseless victim. So one thing that may hasten their discovery of their true identity and will make the discovery less traumatic for them is to reassure introjects that it is now safe to be the person they really are. Introjects were most likely formed many years ago in childhood and have little awareness of subsequent events. So inform them of all the good things that have happened since then that now make it safer than in the past to be who they really are. For example, their real body is now older, meaning that they are not only physically stronger than when they were victims, but they are now far more likely to be believed. Explain all of these positive things to them in therapy. Perhaps the easiest and most effective way to convince introjects that they are not who they think they are is to videotape them when they are talking and immediately play it back so that they know it is what they just said. They should be able to tell that they do not look like the person they thought they were. If they think it is a trick, repeat the process, asking them to say something unique. If they refuse to talk out loud, remind them that the person they think they are had no such limitation. Look around for recent calendar, newspapers, magazines, letters, and so on, and check what date is on them. Obviously, some of the documents you find may be a little older, but today's date will at least be the latest date you find, probably even later. Remind them again of their age. Did you see that you are years older when you looked in the mirror? If not, it means your mind is playing tricks. What you are seeing in the mirror is not what you really look like, but simply the result of your powerful imagination. As you get used to the truth, you will begin to see things as they really are. Example I want to give of that in my personal journey is, per se, when I was 16 years old, I had idolized Reba McEntire. Okay? So an introject is an alter that will literally take on that actor's characteristics. So if 16 was an introject, she would basically mimic, dress, talk, sing, all that the same as Reba and really think she is Reba. But I want to point out that has to be past based in order to be legit. So what I'm saying is any introjective alter needs to be based on a past and the time of your past abuse. I hope that makes a little sense. My research for this is based on traumadissociation.com, multiplicity.phantom.com, goodtherapy.org, didresearch.org, astraweb.net, and www.netburst.net. So I hope you found this useful. You're more than welcome to use it in your therapy or just to give you a perspective of the word introject. Loves. Bye.